I have started the video. Now I'm doing a video review on the movie called Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star. And I'm just going to start up by saying this is a horrible film. It stars Nick Swartzen, who's actually a really funny guy, to be totally honest, but this movie is so bad. We went to Family Video to choose what movie we wanted to rent, and I lost my vote. We had to watch Bucky Larson over The Gray, which is pretty pathetic, but anyway. It's about this guy who goes over to his friends one night and he watches a porno where his parents are in the film, and he basically goes back to he's not weirded out by this at all, which is really gross, but he he shows, he's like, Mom and Dad, you never told me, you know. But, you know, they get out their collection of all the films that they were in, and basically he decides that he wants to be a porn star. You know, from then on I'm like, wow, this movie's just going to get worse and worse. We see Christina Ricci, I think that's how you say her name. If you've seen the original Casper movie, it's the girl from that movie. She does an okay job in this, you know. She was never a bad actor, I thought, but this movie has a couple laughs here and there. Of the few movies I watched this weekend, it was way better than The Dictator. Well, I wouldn't say way better, because they're both really bad movies, but this movie actually made me laugh more than The Dictator did. It has a lot of noticeable actors in it, you know. It's made by Happy Madison Films, you know, so like Adam Sandler wrote it and produced it, which, you know, I think yeah, but I think Adam Sandler's kind of like on a downhill spiral. That's why I think he's doing That's My Boy, to kind of make a comeback, you know, with some raunchy comedy. Unlike this was a poor excuse for a raunchy comedy. Nick Swartzen in this film. Nick Swartzen in this film, his character is something I've already kind of seen before. If you've seen The Benchwarmers, it's like we've already seen the bowl haircut before. So, and then you got the SpongeBob effect to it, where he's got his buck teeth. I mean, his character can look funny at sometimes, but really all it does is just make him kind of like ugly to look at. Like, you really don't want to look at him at all, because he's just really weird looking and just unenjoyable. And throughout the film, I mean, you feel real embarrassed for him at sometimes, but I mean, you also just say to yourself like, wow, I'm so glad I'm not this guy. I mean, if you're a loser and down in the dumps, I mean, you can watch this movie and I guess it can make you feel good about yourself, but I don't prefer anyone to see it because it's so bad. I mean, if you're a huge Nick Swartzen fan like my friend Nick was, I guess rent it, but I don't say buy it and put it on your shelf or anything. It's not a disaster, you know. It wasn't like completely garbage, but it was bad, you know. When I wasn't well, yeah, the previews didn't really do much to help the film at all, but I mean, still, the film lasted in the theater a week, so I mean, didn't really see that going anywhere from there. Seriously, if a movie doesn't last in the theater a week, what makes you think it's going to be a good movie when it comes out on DVD? Some movie news for you. Men in Black has taken first place in the box office. Now, Men in Black I went and seen, and that was actually a really good movie. When I was a kid, Nick, are you listening? he should listen here because he'll know what a good movie is if I tell him. When I was a kid, all I ever watched was Toy Story and Men in Black, and I wasn't a big fan of the second film, but Men in Black 3 was really good. I think it really brought the series back up. I don't think there's going to be any more. And I was really surprised of how much of a success it was, because they started filming this movie without the script being done. It was only halfway done, so I was kind of like, about it. But it was really good. You know, Will Smith did a really good job. It had a lot of funny parts in it, more than The Dictator. Yeah, it was funnier than The Dictator, and more enjoyable. It's kind of more of a sci-fi / comedy film, unlike The Dictator, how it was all comedy, but totally sucked. But other than that, you know, I didn't go see it in 3D. I didn't feel like there was that much of a 3D thing about it anyway. I mean, I'm not a big fan of 3D films as it is, but they kind of give me headaches. Plus, they're like more expensive. Speaking of 3D movies, the movie G.I. Joe was supposed to come out next month. It is now delayed until next March, I think, because they want to do the movie in 3D. I'm sorry to say this, but it's probably going to suck either way. The first one was so bad as it is. I mean, I don't see any hope for it. Going towards Josh Brolin playing as a younger K in Men in Black, you know, I think he did a really good job, you know, studying how he was in the first two films. I think he did a really excellent job in this, and it's really fun for the whole family if you want to bring them along. But with Josh Hutcherson, they're two totally different people. Josh Brolin has played in No Country for Old Men, Milk, and The Goonies. Josh Brolin is not the guy with Josh Brolin is not the fat kid in The Goonies. No, he's the older brother. He's the tall guy who like works out in the beginning. But Men in Black, I would give Men in Black a 7 out of 10, mainly because the storyline was really good. There was a good level of comedy. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It got right to the what's the word I'm looking for, Nick? No, it cuts right to the chase in the film. No, it's not too slow or anything. I think it might be the shortest out of the whole trilogy, but I mean, come on, they're old. They can't do that much. But you never know. They may come back and do another one, but I highly doubt it, because it's been like 10 years since they did the second. So well, Nick, watch what you say, because there's like 13 Friday the 13th movies. I know, but like, it didn't end to where, I mean, like, it gave away a lot of pretty good stuff at the end. I'm not going to spoil or anything, but yeah. Anyway, that is all for now. I highly suggest you go see Men in Black, not The Dictator. Not The Dictator. The only two things in movies that are probably good right now are Men in Black and The Avengers. Those are the things I highly suggest you go see. I know there's other things, but I mean, these are the two biggest things right now, so. Toodaloo.